Alright, I'm actually playing a game of Diamond Mine Baseball. I've had this game for a while, but I haven't played it in at least a year, maybe 2 years. Looks like I have the 1974 season, so I jumped into Pittsburgh and St. Louis opening day. I'm managing the Cardinals, the computer's managing Pittsburgh. The Pirates scored a run in the first. They loaded the bases. They got a base hit in front of McBride, scored the runner from third, but Al Oliver was actually thrown out at the plate trying to score the second run from second base. So they only got the one run, but Gibson got himself into some trouble, walked some guys in that first inning. The Cardinals went down pretty quietly in the bottom of the first, although I think Sizemore walked, but that was it. So we're in the top of the second. I'm just going to play a few innings. I know the biggest thing with this was always making changes was a bit of a pain in the neck. So we'll play 2, 3 innings. I'm probably not going to even have to make any changes unless a pitcher gets rocked. We have Manny Sanguillen leading it off against Bob Gibson. We're just going to do normal defense, challenge hitter. And the one strike delivery to Sanguillen, and Gibson pops him up over between second and third. Tyson signals for it, moves in toward the mound, and puts it away for the first out. So there's a pop up to short for the first out of the second inning, and that will bring up Del Maxwell. And it's pretty cool here when they have the info on the side. Obviously, it's opening day, so we don't have any stats, but they give you the real stats. He hit 182, looks like, in 74. Gibson did not have the greatest year in 74, 3.82 ERA, and he actually, I believe, had a losing record at 11 and 13. So here we go, one out, nobody on. Just challenge hitter, normal defense. And there's a 2-ball count. And it looks like a fly ball to right field. And Smith looks like he's going to make that play easily. It says it was well hit, but caught. So 2 out, nobody on. And that's going to bring up Jerry Royce, who's pitching for the Pirates in his first at-bat of the game. And 2 out, nobody on. So we're just normal, challenge hitter. And it's a full count on the pitcher here. And he takes a pitch wide, so Gibson gives out a 2-out walk to the pitcher, and I think that's his third walk of the game. So now we have, yeah, it's his third walk down here of the game already here in the second inning. So he walks the pitcher with 2, and now with 2 out, Rennie Stennett will come up, and just going to do challenge normal. Right-handed Stennett comes to the plate, bounced out his last time up. There's a 1-1 count. Gibson's pitch to Stennett. 2-hopper hit to Torrey at first. Kicks it a couple of times, then tosses on to Gibson, retiring the side. So we're going to go to the bottom of the second inning with the Pirates still leading it 1-0. And Ted Simmons going to lead it off for the Cardinals against Jerry Royce. And we're going to just swing away. And his 1-2 pitch. Grounded hard to second base, gloved by Stennett. And he goes to first, and Simmons is out. So easy play for Stennett, and there's 1 out, nobody on. Bring up Bake McBride. What kind of year did McBride? I hit 309 and 74. Pretty good year. And we got an 0-1 count on McBride. Pitch from Royce. Line to short, and it goes through for a base hit. So McBride is on. Brock and McBride are the base stealers on this team. So we could try and steal here, and I think we will try and steal. See what happens. Royce from the high set. Here's the delivery. McBride didn't get a good jump. Fastball gets Royce ahead, 0-1. So I think we're just going to swing away now. Ken Reitz is at the plate. Ball and a couple of strikes. Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball down at third baseline, taken by Richie Hebner. Goes to second for 1, across the first. And St. Louis is done in the second. That's a double play. So McBride couldn't get the jump, and then they hit into a double play. We go top 3. Richie Hebner is going to lead it off against Bob Gibson. And just normal. And Hebner will open the third for Pittsburgh. Singled his first time up. Full count on Hebner. And Gibson works ball 4 and another walk for Gibson. He is wild today. That is his 4th walk of the game. And they get their leadoff hitter on for Al Oliver. Still going to do normal defense here. And Oliver is at the plate. Gibson to the stretch. High fastball, hit hard, very deep in the center field. McBride is retreating. He's still going back, and he makes the catch. So almost got it over McBride's head, but he hit it to the deepest part of the park, and there is one out. Hebner still on first for Willie Stargell. 1 on, 1 out for Stargell. Walked on 4 pitches his last time up. 2-strike pitch here, and it's bounces a bit to the right, blocked by Simmons, and there's no movement by Hebner. So almost a wild pitch there by Gibson, who has walked 4 and just does not seem to have good control. Still going to pitch normal here. And here we go. Gibson comes to the set. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Stargell. Gibson comes home. It's cut on and missed. A slider, and Gibson gets Stargell. So that is the second out. Good pitch from Gibson. Be 2 out with Hebner on at first for Richie Zisk. Right-handed Zisk takes a stance. Run scoring single in the first. That was where Oliver was thrown out on the same play. Here's the delivery. Grounded past Gibson and through into center field. And he's got himself another hit. Hebner's rounding second and going to third. Going to throw to second and keep the runner at first base with 2 out. McBride throws to second. Hebner takes third. And we're going to have runners on the corners with 2 outs here for Dave Parker. And he, I think, is 0 for 1 in the game today. So we're going to go normal defense here. First and third, 2 out. Trying to get out of the inning. Left-handed Parker chased Brock to the wall last time. It's 0-1 on Parker. Gibson offers. Line drive left center. Heading for the gap. McBride cuts it off. Zisk will make third, and it's going to be 2-0 Pittsburgh. Still runners on the corners as Hebner scores. And Gibson continues to have trouble here. It's 2-0 Pittsburgh. Runners still first and third for Manny Sanguillen. And here's Sanguillen. 1-1 pitch on Sanguillen. Swings and pops it up. Short right center field. McBride is there. And he squeezes it for the out, and that will get Gibson out of this inning. But the Pirates take a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the third. Royce now with a nice lead, and Mike Tyson will lead it off for the Cardinals. Royce peers in. 1-1 pitch. Lined past the diving Maxville out in the center field, and that's going to be a base hit for Tyson. Brings up Gibson 2-0, and we are going to try and sacrifice here. Royce from the high set. Pitch. Gibson is bunting. It's down along the third baseline. Hebner grabs it. Throws Gibson out at first, but it looks like it's going to be a successful sacrifice. That's Stennant covering first. Tyson goes to second, and Gibson does his job. Runner on second, 1 out, trying to cut this lead in half. We get back to the top with Lou Brock. Lou Brock, second time up today. Tyson gets his lead. Ball and a strike on Brock. Here's the pitch to Brock. Brock hits a high fly ball. Lazy fly ball. More of a pop-up, really. Backing for it and making the catch is Maxville. And that is just a pop-up to short. Tyson has to hold at second. There are now 2 outs for Ted Sizemore. He's going to have to try and come up with a clutch hit here against Jerry Royce. Here's the right-handed hitting Ted Sizemore. Walked on 4 pitches last time up. It's 2-0 again here. Royce works. Fastball hit on the ground up the middle. A dive by Stennant. He got it. He gets up to first. And he gets him by a half a step. So Sizemore flirted with a base hit up the middle, but Rennie Stennant comes up big, and we go to the fourth with Pittsburgh holding their 2-0 lead. Maxwell will lead it off against Gibson, who has been wild, trying to settle down a little bit here. He's got a 1-2 pitch on Maxwell, and that's right at the knees, and Maxwell looks at it, strike 3, and there is 1 out. That'll bring up the pitcher, Jerry Royce. Royce actually walked, I believe, his first time up. Gibson gets the sign. 2-2 count. Gibson comes to the plate. Hit to shallow left. Not an easy play. Brock up to the task. He gets there, 2 away. So that almost dropped in for Jerry Royce, but there's 2 out, nobody on here for Rennie Stennett. Normal defense here. Up comes Rennie Stennett. Couple of ground ball outs so far. He's 0 for 2. Gibson is ready. Here's the 0-1 count. And the pitch. Hit in a right field gap. This will be extra bases for Rennie Stennett. How far can Stennett run? To third. And he's in with a stand-up triple. So a 2-out triple for Rennie Stennett. And the Pirates are threatening against Gibson again. It's going to be Richie Hebner. Runner on third, 2 out. We're going to challenge him and try and get him out. Good hitter Oliver on deck. Left-handed Hebner takes his stance. Walked by Gibson in the third. Stennett gets his lead. Couple of balls and a strike. 2-1. Gibson delivers. It gets underneath Simmons. And a run will score. No, wait. It hit Hebner. Glanced off of him. He'll get first base. And Stennett will have to return the third. That's a break for Gibson. So that was going to be a wild pitch, but it hit Hebner instead. And the runners are on the corners with 2 outs. Gibson gets another shot to get out of this against Al Oliver. Got to challenge him. Nowhere to put him. First base is occupied. He flied to deep center his last time up. Almost got it over the head of the center fielder. Here's the pitch. Line to center and shallow. McBride coming in, coming over. But Brock coming out of nowhere. It's the one who makes the catch. So Brock comes over and gets in front of McBride and is actually able to make that catch. And that's a big catch. So Cardinals get a break there. Hebner got hit by that pitch that could have scored Stennett. And they get out of the inning with a nice play by Brock. So we go bottom 4. And we got Smith leading it off for the Cardinals. Leading off in the 4th here, Reggie Smith. And the pitch. Smith gives it a ride to left. Stargell. Back to the wall. It's gone. Reggie Smith hits a solo home run. His first homer of the year, and the Cardinals cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1. And that'll bring up Joe Torre. So a leadoff home run makes it 2-1. Joe Torre up for the second time. Hit a ground ball his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Royce looks in. It's a 1-0 count. Here's the delivery. Hit on the ground. Stennett at second. Ball rolls right up his arm, ending up behind him. And Torre will be safe. That's an E4 on Stennett. Rennie Stennett makes the first error of the season for him. And all of a sudden, a home run in the era, and the Cardinals have some momentum. Runner on first, nobody out for Ted Simmons. Swinging away, of course. 5-hitter Ted Simmons. Parker holding Torre at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Little ground ball. Through the infield and into right field for a hit. Joe Torre is rounding second. Nobody's out, so I'm going to hold him here. Torre holds it second, first and second. Nobody out. And Bake McBride is up. It's interesting. Lefty left, Bake McBride. Do I want to bunt here? First and second, nobody out. We are getting towards the bottom of the order. Torre and Simmons. I'm going to let him swing away. That was a close call on that one. I could have bunted there. Left-handed McBride comes to the plate. Singled in the second. Corner's looking for the bunt. 2-2 delivery. Maybe we can mix them up. Inside corner. Strike 3. Got him on a called strike 3. And that's the first out. First and second, 1 out now for Kenny Reitz. And he's swinging away now with 1 out. He's up for the second time. Oh, he hit into a double play his first time up, and he doesn't want to do it again. Torre at second. He's not very fast. 0-1 pitch, ground to left side. Maxwell can't get it. Rolls into left field for a hit. Torrey makes the turn to third. Simmons rounds second, and this is a tough one. Send runners on second and third. Ooh. Torrey is not the fastest runner in the world, but we're getting down to the bottom of the order. I'm going to try and score Torrey. Torrey is going for home. Simmons holds at second. Throw goes home. And Torrey scores. So the Cardinals are able to tie this game up. Throw was offline and he came in standing up. So it's 2-2 here. Bottom four, first and second, one out. Tyson up, but Gibson's on deck, so Tyson's going to be swinging. Tyson steps in again. Royce checks the runners. Pitch to Tyson. Pop fly off the bat of Tyson. Out to shallow right. Zisk is coming hard. Still coming. He's there. And he takes it for the second out. So there's now 2 out here in the fourth. First and second, Gibson up. He's going to have to try and help himself. It's 2-2 though. The Cardinals have tied it here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And we got a 1-1 pitch on the way to Gibson. And it's a grounder right side. Stennett moves into the hole. He gloves it. Short throw to first. And that's the final out of the inning. So there we go. That's through 4 innings. The Cardinals come back, tie it at 2. I'm going to end the video right here. I just wanted to sample a little bit of Diamond Mine Baseball. You let me know if you enjoy watching Diamond Mine Baseball. If you do, I will do more of these. Thanks for watching.